Did you know that loneliness actually changes the physical structure of your brain? Scientists have discovered that when you feel lonely, your brain shrinks in specific areas and becomes hypersensitive to social threats. But here's the incredible news: you can rewire it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have 10 science-backed tricks to transform your lonely brain into a connected one. Before we unlock the solutions, let's understand what's really happening inside your brain when loneliness takes hold. Research from 2025 reveals something fascinating. Loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's a measurable change in your brain's structure and function. When you're lonely, your brain experiences reduced gray matter in key areas like the prefrontal cortex, the insula, and the hippocampus. These are the regions responsible for processing social information, regulating emotions, and forming memories. But it gets deeper. Your brain's default mode network, the part that activates when you're thinking about yourself and others, becomes overactive. This creates a vicious cycle of rumination and negative thoughts. Here's what's really happening. Your lonely brain becomes hypervigilant to social threats. It starts interpreting neutral social cues as negative. Someone doesn't text back, your brain screams rejection. A friend cancels plans, your brain says you're unwanted. The anterior cingulate cortex, your brain's social pain center, lights up during loneliness the same way it does during physical pain. Your brain literally hurts when you feel alone. And perhaps most striking, lonely brains show less similarity in neural responses between thinking about yourself and thinking about others. In other words, your brain creates a wall between you and the rest of humanity. You feel fundamentally different, fundamentally separate. This altered brain processing explains why loneliness feels so inescapable. Your brain has literally rewired itself to expect isolation. But here's where hope enters the picture. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, the ability to reorganize itself and form new neural connections at any age. Every single technique I'm about to share activates this superpower. The brain that learned loneliness can unlearn it. Let's unlock the 10 tricks to make that happen. Trick number 1, practice mindfulness meditation. Studies show that just 8 weeks of mindfulness practice can reduce loneliness by over 20%. Mindfulness rewires the hypervigilant threat response in your brain. When you meditate, you're training your prefrontal cortex to regulate the amygdala's fear response. Start with just 5 minutes daily, focusing on your breath. You're literally building new neural pathways of calm. Trick number 2, challenge your negative social thoughts. Remember how your lonely brain misinterprets social cues? Cognitive behavioral therapy teaches you to catch and challenge these distortions. When you think nobody wants to be around me, ask yourself, is that absolutely true? What's the evidence? This cognitive restructuring creates new, balanced neural patterns. Write down 3 negative thoughts today and find one piece of evidence that contradicts each one. Trick number 3, limit social media consumption. Social media creates a paradox: more connection, more loneliness. Why? Because passive scrolling activates your brain's comparison circuits without activating genuine social bonding circuits. Real connection requires reciprocity, vulnerability, and presence. Set a daily limit. Replace 15 minutes of scrolling with 15 minutes of real conversation. Your brain will thank you. Trick number 4, engage in behavioral activation. This is a fancy term for a simple concept. Do small social things even when you don't feel like it. Your brain learns through experience. Each small interaction, even saying hello to a neighbor, strengthens the neural pathways of social engagement. Start with one tiny social action today.
Hey, how are you doing?
Your brain will follow your behavior. Trick number 5, practice self-compassion. Loneliness triggers harsh self-judgment, which activates your brain's threat system. Self-compassion does the opposite. It activates the caregiving and soothing systems in your brain, releasing oxytocin and reducing cortisol. Talk to yourself like you would a dear friend. Place your hand on your heart and say, "This is a moment of suffering. Suffering is part of being human. May I be kind to myself?" This simple practice rewires your brain's self-relationship. We're halfway through and your brain is already starting to shift. Let's keep going. Trick number 6, move your body regularly. Exercise is neuroplasticity in action. Physical activity increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which helps your brain form new connections. It also releases endorphins and serotonin, the neurochemicals of connection and happiness. A 20-minute walk 3 times a week can literally grow new neurons in your hippocampus, the area that shrinks with loneliness. Trick number 7, deepen one existing relationship. Instead of trying to meet dozens of new people, neuroscience shows that deepening just one meaningful connection rewires your brain's social circuits more effectively. Reach out to someone you already know. Ask them a deeper question. Share something vulnerable. Quality over quantity rebuilds your brain's trust and connection. Trick number 8, volunteer or help others. When you help someone else, your brain releases oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin, the neurochemical cocktail of connection. Volunteering also shifts your focus outward, breaking the rumination cycle. Find one way to be of service this week. It could be as simple as helping a neighbor or donating to a cause. Your brain's reward system will light up. Trick number 9, create a daily gratitude practice. Gratitude rewires your brain's negativity bias. When you actively look for things to appreciate, you're strengthening neural pathways in your prefrontal cortex that counteract the lonely brain's threat detection. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. Include at least one social connection, even if it's small. This trains your brain to notice connection instead of isolation. Trick number 10, seek professional support. There's no shame in getting help. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance and commitment therapy, has been proven to reduce loneliness and literally change brain structure. A therapist can help you identify the specific thought patterns and behaviors keeping you stuck. If therapy isn't accessible, online support groups and mental health apps can also provide evidence-based tools. Reaching out is not weakness, it's neuroplasticity in action. Let's bring this home. Your brain learned loneliness through experience, and it can unlearn it the same way. Every single one of these 10 tricks activates neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change. You don't have to do all 10 at once. Pick just 1 or 2 that resonate with you and commit to them for the next 30 days. That's how long it takes to start forming new neural pathways. Remember, the lonely brain is hypervigilant, misinterprets social cues, and creates walls between you and others. But with consistent practice, you can rebuild those social circuits, calm that threat response, and reconnect with yourself and the world. You are not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it was trained to do. And now you have the tools to retrain it. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe for more psychology tips that uplift your spirit and calm your mind. Drop a comment below telling me which trick you're going to try first. Remember, you're not alone in feeling lonely, and your brain is ready to change. Let's do this together.